Welcome to True Vine Talks with Rachel and Linda on this Saturday morning. We're glad you're joining us right before the Thanksgiving, what do we do, stuffing ourselves? Yeah. So what makes us stuff ourselves in the winter?
Oh, we might be feeling a little sad, sluggish, tired.
Yeah. So a lot of people suffer with what's called seasonal affective disorder, and it's related to those months where there's less sunlight. So, like in Alaska, how many hours is it? 16 hours?
Oh gosh, I don't know for sure, but it is much less in here.
Yeah, I think they get little sunlight in Alaska, very little. So, certainly if you live somewhere like Alaska, you need some light therapy or vitamin D supplement. So how do we help, people or ourselves or our clients or others with the seasonal affective disorder? What are some things you
Some
suggest?
coping skills?
Yeah.
So, like you mentioned, light therapy. So getting some natural light. There's light boxes you can order on Amazon or wherever that mimic natural light. You also mentioned vitamin D supplement. That's helpful. I think a big one is making sure that you're not isolating yourself, getting out and staying social even though you really don't want to be. I think it's cold outside. People don't want to leave their houses. They're not feeling their best. They just want to stay shut in, be a homebody. I'm a total homebody, so I'm not like putting anyone down out there. I'm just saying, I think in the winter months, we really need to push ourselves to get out and have some positive human interactions. And social media is not a replacement for that. We need eye contact. We need smiles.
Yeah, it's like Rachel's saying, it's very easy to snuggle under that blanket, watch your Hallmark movie,
Yes.
and just stay away from others. But when we do that, we don't get that limbic to limbic exchange with others. So, even just going, like last night, we're at a basketball game for our boys. So sometimes just being out among a big group of people and going to a sporting event can be a positive way to get, the lighting's good in the gyms, the popcorn, the kids running around, everyone's talking, you're talking to people you haven't seen in a while. Just, those are winter type sports, like basketball. What's another sport in the winter? Hockey, which I don't know any hockey teams in our area, but that's another winter sport, isn't it?
I've seen some people posting about swim team meets. Do they do swim sometime?
Yeah. Marshall's Rec Center has, the pool, and I know Calvin Midland does swim.
Okay.
So, if you can get access to a YMCA that has a pool and you could swim in the winter, that's going to also give you some a dopamine boost, a natural boost.
Yeah, that goes into the next coping skill actually, which is exercise. Any type of movement, which gets harder because it's cold and people like to run and walk outside, and when it's like a foot of snow on the ground, it's really hard to do that. So getting a gym membership for the winter months is a good idea.
Yeah. It's not that expensive. I mean...
Yeah. Planet Fitness is where I go, and it's very affordable.
Yeah. It's like, was it $10?
Yeah. I think it's like 40 or 50 once a year for like the annual membership, and then about 10 a month after that. So your initial, if you're not already a member and you're planning on signing up, it's going to be about $60 that first time. So that can be pricey, but
but so
your health is worth it. Yeah. So can depression.
Yeah. I know. I always like to share with people, like, do I want to, exercise, or do I want to not exercise? And that's totally your choice. you know, if that's not something that brings a mood boost for you, that's okay. You can try other things that, you know, you want to do. But exercise does combat winter blues, because when you run or you're physical, the dopamine gets released in the brain, serotonin.
Yeah.
And what do you lack in the winter months?
Serotonin.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the happy hormones, folks.
Yes. Those are the happy drugs. So when the sun hits your skin in the summer, and of course, what West Virginia doesn't get
A whole lot of sun this time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very gray and gloomy the past couple of days.
And looking at that, and a lot of people feel
Bah.
the leaves fall off, there's no color out there. It can be very depressing for people. You know, because vibrant colors also release the dopamine in the brain.
Good point. I never thought about it that way. Yeah.
So if you can take a small trip south, you can afford something like that, go for it.
All the power to you.
Get on that flight from Tri-State Airport.
Yeah.
Take an Allegiant flight for $80. Spend a couple days in Florida and get you a good dose of vitamin D.
Yes. Some sunshine.
If you can afford it. If you can't, that's okay. So, excuse me. So exercise. I love exercise. You know me, I just love it. I think it's more motivating to start my day with a good workout, a run. I mean, it just sets the tone for how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
The cells are moving, the body fluid's flowing, your brain's firing off, because when you exercise, I think we talked about this in another podcast, you are controlling the fight or flight response.
Yes.
So that decreases anxiety. So, running, walking, and you don't have to do anything crazy, right? When you're exercising.
Yeah. I like that you mentioned that you start your day with exercise, because I think that goes into another coping skill for seasonal depression, which is kind of like having a routine, having a schedule, making sure that you go to sleep at the same time every night, wake up at the same time every morning. Yes, even on the weekends and vacations.
Ooh, Rachel's hardcore, and she
Yes.
she gonna make you wake up early on vacation. That's so funny. Yeah, but she's right, because I've read several studies about that. If you wake up at a different time every day, it throws off the isn't it the melatonin that gets released through the pituitary gland through that time frame?
Yeah.
I take melatonin because I'm a hyper active, anxious pursuer type. So I go ahead and take melatonin for sleep. So I will have that routine daily. So around between 8:30 and 10, I'm starting to wind down, because your body gets the best REM sleep between 10 p.m. and daybreak, which is like 6 a.m. I think. Is that accurate?
I think so.
Yeah, you get the best rapid eye movement through those time frames. So if you stay up past midnight and you start getting your circadian rhythms all messed up, your body don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So she is right about that sleep time, even on vacation.
And I think we've talked about not only are melatonin levels affected, but also serotonin levels. Again, if you're getting too much sleep or not enough sleep,
that's right.
That's definitely not going to help your depression. So if you're feeling down, try to avoid napping throughout the day. Make sure you're going to bed and waking up at the same times. It's going to help you out a lot.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I'd say an extra hour of rest on the weekend at most, but
Sure.
Past that, you are.
Don't be sleeping until noon. You're doing yourself no favors.
Because those circadian rhythms get off. Then your body's like, is it day? Is it night? What is it? Is it
Well, especially since it gets dark so early now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That messes with me. It's like 5:30 and it feels like 9 p.m. It's like, what's happening?
Yeah. Do I go to sleep?
Yeah.
What do I do? So, that would be where that social engagement, maybe an activity in the evening, so that your body doesn't think it is time for sleep.
Yeah.
Although farmers, they would go to sleep when the sun goes down in the winter and rise when it comes up, even in the winter. So they would match their sleep time with the sunlight throughout the year. So they're more accurate with the circadian rhythms.
They're with it.
Now, with our modern light and electricity,
real hard.
we ain't going to sleep at 5:30.
Well, and most people may not get off work until 4 or 5. So yeah.
They haven't even had dinner.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, pretty unrealistic
Yeah,
for modern society.
Yeah, the agricultural farmer lifestyle isn't what we're living.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that brings us to the devices and how those affect our mood at night.
Yes. No phones or electronic devices an hour before bed will help you go to sleep.
That's right. No, I don't subscribe to that.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Yeah. We're not perfect over here at True Mind.
No. Rachel and Linda are not. We're telling you what all of our good science and psychology tell us. That doesn't mean we do it all the time. So, good thing that I share with people is just go ahead and dim your phone to the night.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it right before sleep, your eyes it's not telling your brain it's daylight. Because the eyes think it's daylight when you look into light.
Yeah. I do that and tell myself it's okay. I know better. I should not be looking at this at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's tough, but when you're fighting this 5:30 p.m. nighttime stuff, or no sunlight, you've got to learn strategies to sort of cope with that. So some other ways to sort of combat seasonal affective disorder. We're sort of doing this off the fly because it's the week before, it's the Saturday before Thanksgiving, and we're pretty tired ourselves here. So.
Yeah.
So we're trying to think of some other strategies for combating the seasonal affective disorder.
So we've got, maintain positive relationships, don't isolate yourself. We covered getting some natural light, vitamin D. We've
supplements.
Covered, supplements.
But always check with your physician before starting any new supplement.
Good advice.
Any new supplement. Because I don't know what your vitamin D levels are.
Right. What about, nutrition? You mentioned supplements, nutrition in general. Avoid processed foods if you can. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're getting some fruits and vegetables.
And what are the less fatigue-like foods?
Ooh. Like
protein, the blueberries, that's full of antioxidants. Taking in all these types of food that are going to help you not to feel fatigued, like carbohydrates.
I was just going to say, I love carbs, but they do make you feel...
She likes some spaghetti.
Oh, I love pasta, bread, but they do make you feel more like heavy and weighed down and just, I'm going to go sit on the couch now.
Yeah.
Not move for a while.
Yeah, I'm thinking about my mom's biscuits and gravy. And sausage and all that nonsense when I was growing up.
Now I'm hungry.
She's salivating over here. Psychology. Pavlov's dogs.
Yes.
When we're talking about food, we're salivating. But my mom would make these wonderful breakfasts. She's a good cook, but I would notice that even as a youngster, like, oh my gosh, I just woke up on a Saturday morning, watched my cartoons because I'm a 90s kid. Right? And I'd be watching my cartoons, and my mom had this big biscuits and gravy, and she made the best gravy. It was so tasty and rich and full. I'm eating that stuff. I just start starting to gag. I'm being so full, and I just get so tired. I'm like, I just want to lay down.
Yeah.
And
You just woke up, but you need a nap.
yeah, just like all that bread, nastiness. It's good though. So you can eat biscuits and gravy if you want to feel good, like energized and healthy. So in the mornings you might want to do organic oatmeal, some blueberries, some yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
Try to feed your system life-giving foods, and I know we've touched on that some in other podcasts, but
Yes.
they don't fatigue you. I don't know. They just carbs fatigue the body for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for the way it metabolizes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Protein is a slow metabolizer, and carbs is a fast metabolizer.
Yeah, I have heard that.
Yeah. So your body will feel more energized if you don't eat carbs. So that's another thing you can do for yourself for combating SAD in the winter. Yeah.
Yes. Treat your body well.
Mm-hmm. Some other things to do in the winter. And I like what you said you did. You started decorating for the holiday early.
Yeah, just do things that you enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah, decorating. Yeah, I love to see people going ahead and getting out their Christmas lights, although the pumpkins are still on my porch.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta get together. So, it's decorating with your family. I think baking stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Brownies. Even though
We just talked about eating healthy.
Don't eat carbs, but bake some cookies to feel good, okay? Baking in itself, not actually eating the goods, baking in slow, mindful movement, making a fudge or something, that movement, and making chocolate peanut butter balls, there's something very therapeutic about baking. I love it. I love to bake. I can't cook worth a dime, but baking is very therapeutic to me. The smell of the chocolate coming, when you're melting it in the pot. So there's something mindful about that. And when people are, during the holidays, start baking, that's therapeutic for them. So that's a good way to sort of combat the seasonal feeling,
Yeah.
sad.
I always make a mess baking. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta clean all this up.
This is too much. Eggs here, this here, chocolate over there, milk here, sugar there. Yeah, it's a lot. It's fun though. So good routine. I'm still just sort of
I
processing.
know. I was so prepared. I had a list, and then I left it at my house. I wrote all this stuff down this morning, getting ready.
Yeah. Well, at least she did that much. I'm over here like drowning in work and like I don't even know what I'm going to talk about today. But yeah, and so let's talk about what you may be feeling if you're feeling depressed during the winter between December and March. That's pretty typical, of people that already suffer from depression. If the onset of that is you notice it more in the winter, then it's likely that you do have seasonal affective disorder. And you just have to be proactive with that. Like, you need to see your general practitioner. Maybe they can do vitamin D test, that kind of thing. And if you're not already on an antidepressant in the winter, that's completely up to the client and, or the person's listening. You go talk to your physician. Should I take something in the winter? Because if it's so bad that you can't get out of the bed and get to work, you're so sad, then you're not functional, and then it's becoming a problem. So,
yeah. Let's list some of the symptoms of depression for people who are like, well, I'm not really sure if I have seasonal depression, but something's off. I'm not. Yeah, so you're going to be feeling tired. You're going to have a loss of interest in activities. You don't really want to do anything because you don't have the energy. You feel sad most days. Maybe you're a little bit irritable. What else? What are some other symptoms?
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, fatigue, just not wanting to do anything.
Your sleep is messed up.
Yeah, you're feeling drained.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of like, I can't do this. Diminished interest in most activities you used to like before, which you may have just mentioned. So tired. So yeah, we're feeling it over here, Truvon. We're having some fatigue. See, Rachel has to look it up for me.
Oh, significant weight gain.
Oh yes, I know.
Increased appetite.
Very much so.
Feeling like kind of sluggish and sloth-like you're just you're moving slowly.
Mhm. Yeah, and drinking plenty of water. I mean, that's just something I think that's good. Drinking plenty of water, making sure you're cleansing your system, keeping that.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Stay hydrated.
Mhm. Yeah. So I think that it's almost like what we kind of taught about what to do with depression, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, how do I cope with my sadness in general? So, and at Truvon, if you come for therapy because you are experiencing these symptoms, we would, certainly process that with you, and we might check in with what type of thoughts you had about, the holidays.
Yep. Is there an anniversary of loss or trauma around this time of year?
Is there some great expectations?
Mm-hmm.
Because you remember a Christmas that just warmed your soul, and now you haven't had that experience in a long time. Yeah. So we want to be here for you guys during the holidays and let you know that we'll listen to what happened or what's happening for you. Because there's a lot of pressure and this could get into a whole other thing, but there's a lot of pressure around Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is talking about the seasonal affective disorder, but I think it ties in with it.
I think they're linked. Yeah.
You do too?
In some way. In some cases, maybe not for everyone.
Yeah. So you go to the holiday gift exchange, and Susie Q bought you a $200 Apple Watch, or however much they cost, and then you came with a candle you made. So what emotion comes up for you?
Yeah, maybe feeling like, man,
yeah,
wish I could have done more or done better.
So the word, yeah,
maybe feeling guilty,
shame.
Mm-hmm.
And when shame comes up, what happens next for the individual?
Oh, we shut down, withdraw.
Man, I couldn't afford the $200 watch, but she was able to get me that, and I could only afford her this candle I made. Yeah. So we would help them frame that differently. Be like, hey, that came from your heart.
Yeah. You spent time and energy and love making that.
Yeah. So a lot of feelings of inadequacy show up in the winter around the holidays. They have great expectations, but then you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't afford all this. And I think that sometimes people need to know that their presence is enough. Mm-hmm. And if the other person's like, well, I bought them an Apple Watch and they only got me a candle, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem in that relationship. If that person's making you feel bad because you can't afford the Apple Watch or whatever it is, I feel like I'm knocking Apple Watches. I'm not knocking Apple Watches up. They're great. I'm saying if you can't afford it and they're getting mad about it, they feel entitled to what they spent on you.
That's on them.
That's on them. Ooh, good, Rachel. Yeah.
That's a problem they're having internally that they need to work out.
Yeah. Very good. So the holidays, the winter time can be a tough time. And and like you talked about so eloquently in our last podcast about that, the young child.
Yeah.
So your inner child wants what? Play and fun.
Mm-hmm.
And your adult is saying, oh, this is the budget.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
And the parents feeling like, oh my gosh, the play child, I want to get my child this big system that costs so much, but I really can't afford it. Should I get the credit card that's going to get me in debt, that's going to give me more stress? That's
Yeah.
the adults saying, hey, let's check in with the young, playful child.
Yeah. I've struggled with that because I love giving.
Yeah.
I just love giving, and I love Christmas. And in the past, I've always I would rack my brain and just stress myself out trying to find the perfect gift
Aww.
for everyone in my family, my close friends. What are they really going to use? What do they really need? I didn't want to just get them anything, something that would end up in a closet or something. So yeah, the holidays can be a very stressful time.
Yeah. So that puts a lot of pressure on you when you think like that, doesn't it? Yeah. It's like what I did years ago with all my family was I said, we're not buying for adults anymore. We're buying for the children in the family.
Yeah.
So every year I buy for the children. If you want to get a little something for the adults, that's fine. But I buy for people all year. I know you do too. Just being generous all year, I think, takes off that need to buy the big thing at Christmas. And a lot of people would not subscribe to that. Like, oh my gosh, you gotta buy for everybody in your family. I got 50 members in the family. What? What are you gonna do? A $20,000 credit card
Yeah.
that you're gonna have to pay off in 5 years? Yeah. You don't want to go bankrupt for Christmas. So guys, don't feel pressure. If people truly care about you, love you, that gift value is not.
Yeah. They want to spend time with you. If they
Bacon.
truly
Yeah.
care about you.
Going on a hike with you in the winter, which is a good. Oh, going outside in the winter. That's one. You should go outside in the winter
Yeah.
and just like go by the trees, even
Oh,
though
yeah.
the leaves are on the ground, because trees emit what? Oxygen, negative ions. The forest does. So you get a natural boost in your mood from the forest.
Yeah. Ooh, for those people who like to get a live Christmas tree, walking around the tree farm, picking one out. You're getting exercise. You're getting natural light. Yeah. You're spending time with family. Everyone go together. Supporting small farmers.
I love it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So, if you want to, talk to Rachel or I about your SAD, your seasonal affective disorder, we're here and we'd be happy to get you scheduled with us, wouldn't we, Rachel?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I know today I felt like, I hope our listeners don't feel like we're all over the map, just a little tired today myself. It's just me being transparent. Busy week right before the holidays. So, I just want to let our listeners and anyone that would want to come to True Vine to know that we'll be here for them.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, thanks for joining us and have a great Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.